Hey, what's up? My name is Gabby. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm gonna be starting a reading vlog that's probably gonna be like a week-long reading vlog. I don't really know. I don't have any plans because I've been in a reading slump. The main goal of this reading vlog is going to be to get me out of my reading slump because as of today, it's June 13th, I think, and I haven't read anything really since I wrapped up my reading my most anticipated books, which I finished that on like June 5th. So it's been over a week of me not really being able to read anything. I mean, I've listened to like 1 or 2 audiobooks, but besides that, I haven't read anything physically in so long. And I keep trying to pick up these different books because, as I told you in my TBR for this month, I was going to try to do this video of reading your romance recommendations. And the very first book that I picked up for that, I had to DNF it after like 50 to 60 pages because I was getting so pissed off. I just really didn't enjoy it and I didn't want to be like super negative in a video like that, and I think it's probably just me right now, I don't know. And then I tried to read Tools of Engagement, which is another romance that I just bought that I've been really looking forward to, and I only got 44 pages into this before I feel like I decided this isn't going to be my thing. Like, this book is already reading a lot like Fix Her Up in my opinion, and I just can't stand the like overly cocky sexual men in books. Like, I don't like it. So it's either I'm in a reading slump or I'm just not in the mood for a romance like at all. I'm just gonna read what I want and we're just gonna have a little weekly reading vlog here maybe. But I wanted to let you know that I did start reading The Other Black Girl tonight. This is actually the book club pick for the month of June for my book club, the book troop. And I am already 116 pages into this book. I already got some hella tabs going on, but I decided to pick this book up now because I actually got the audiobook checked out from my library tonight, which was actually like perfect timing because I was hoping I would get it in time to read it this month. But also, I usually do like to save my book club pick for like a little bit later on in the month so that I don't forget all of the things by the time it's the live show. But I just figured I'm just gonna take some really good notes on it, and I need to get this book done this month because it's my book club book. So I figured I would give myself time if I needed it and I would just start it tonight. But oh my gosh, I think this book is already getting me out of my reading slump because I just read 116 pages of it already tonight, and it's already so good. It's just like so well written and so interesting and thought-provoking, and there's a lot of really good conversation. Like, anything that was mentioned about race or privilege that really like made me think, I tabbed it with a blue tab, and like look at all of the freaking blue tabs already. So like that's exciting. I also have the bookmark in here from the publisher. They sent this really cool like bookish playlist with it. But anyways, I think I'm gonna spend the rest of tonight reading this. I don't have a lot of plans for tonight, you know. It's late, it's like 10 o'clock at night already, so I'm just gonna lay in bed and read this. And then tomorrow I don't have much going on. I am gonna go to the movies with my mom and we're gonna see In the Heights, which I'm so excited about. I have a love-hate relationship with musicals. I usually either love them or hate them, and I'm hoping this will be one that I love. But yeah, it should be an exciting time. But for now, we're gonna jump into The Other Black Girl. And also, I recently got this projector and I've been trying to get it to work because for some reason it's not working very well, and I think it's because the Wi-Fi connection of it is not very strong. But I figured out how to hook up the HDMI cord to it to my laptop, so I'm gonna try to get it to work in my room tonight because I really want to project like my reading ambiance videos onto the wall of my room while I read and kind of like dim the lights a little bit and just have it be super cozy. And I think it would be so fun because that's like the main reason why I got the projector. It's not necessarily just to like watch movies and TV shows, even though that would be freaking cool, but it's also because I want to have my reading ambiance videos playing on the wall. Like, how much of a cool vibe is that? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I got this set up right next to my bed. I actually just pulled this over so it can stand on it because it needs to be plugged in while it's going, which is kind of weird. And then I have the HDMI, my laptop's on the floor, and it's projecting onto my wall. Isn't that great? You can't really see it, but wait. God, isn't that cool? Like, that's amazing. I have a bunch of different videos like this in my reading ambiance playlist. I can leave the link down below for my playlist if you want to check it out, but it's just a bunch of really cozy videos like this. And like, I just get to like look at this while I lay in bed and listen to this on audio. Good morning. It's like 11 in the morning right now and I'm just now getting out of bed. Last night was a late night. I mean, I was only up reading until about like 12:30 and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like watch some YouTube and like relax and calm down for bed. And then I didn't end up actually going to bed until after 3 in the morning because insomnia. And I ate dinner kind of late last night, so like my stomach was just kind of upset, so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna like force myself to try and go to bed with an upset stomach. So I just stayed up until about like a little after 3 and then I was up at like 9, so I didn't really sleep that well. Anyways, you don't care about that. Let's talk about this book because I got up to page 226. So far I'm still enjoying this. I feel like I never even gave you a description of like what this book is about and what's happening. We're basically following this woman named Nella who works at this book publisher and she's like an assistant to this lady named Vera. She like basically gives her manuscripts to read and different things like that, and for a really long time she's been the only black girl that's been working at this book publisher. But now they've just recently hired this other black girl named Hazel, but now it's gotten to a point where Nella feels like she can't trust Hazel, or like there's something shady about Hazel. And while I do see Nella's perspective in a way, like I can see why she would think Hazel is kind of shady, I also feel like it's really rooted in Nella's jealousy of this other girl, and I'm curious to see where this book goes, to see if it does have an interesting twist towards the end, because so far I feel like it's been a lot of Nella's own jealousy that's making her see things in a certain way. But then again, there's also like some really creepy weird things happening to Nella that somebody's like, it makes her feel like somebody's watching her in the office and like targeting her specifically, so like that's really creepy. But I really do like the vibe of this book and I do think it's just so easy to read and easy to get through. I will say though, I'm not a huge fan of like the random or like seemingly random point of views that just get thrown into this story, because I really do like following from Nella's point of view. She's like our main protagonist in this book, but we also do get point of views from like some random other women, and some of them are in like the present day and then some of them are in like the 1980s, and I just don't love the like random point of views that are throughout the story. I wish it would just focus more on Nella's story. Yeah, anyways, I'm going to straighten my hair and get breakfast and do all of that, and while I do that I'm just gonna listen to the audiobook and try to finish it. This rain. Oh, it's so lovely. Meanwhile, I am just sitting here with my acai bowl, of course, and I'm taking notes and I'm finishing this book. It has been about an hour and I just finished listening to The Other Black Girl. Oh my gosh, I have many thoughts about the ending of this book and I just don't know what I want to rate it yet, and I also feel like I don't really want to say too much of my thoughts yet, because since this book is the booktube selection for this month, I want to discuss more about it in the live show with Jessie. I feel like the very end, like the epilogue of this book, was really solid, but I feel like somewhere along the way there, it started to just like lose me just a little bit. But overall, I do feel like the message and the metaphors in this book are very important and very relevant. Like there were so many things that were happening in this book that I was like, this is so relevant right now, especially in like even the book community, because this book takes, you know, place in like the book publishing world. Anyways, I'm excited to discuss this book. I think this book will make for a really great discussion, and I do think the topics in this book are really important to discuss. But anyways, right now my mom is here and we're going to see In the Heights in theaters, and I'm so excited. It should be so much fun. Getting drinks. Mom, did you like the movie?
I absolutely love the movie.
Did you cry a lot?
Well, okay, I don't know if you can tell. I'm slight.
Yeah,
I
cried a
couldn't
lot.
find my tissues, so I had to go for the really crackly stuff. It's like, oh my god.
Yep, that was
It
really,
was
really good.
I recommend it to anybody that likes. You don't have to just like, you know, musicals or anything, you know, but that movie went so fast, 2.5 hours, and it went by so fast.
The dance numbers were so cool.
Right, Hamilton guy did an amazing job.
Yeah.
He sang really good, acting was awesome, location was beautiful, the story felt like home, you know.
Makes me want to go to New York.
I know, go back.
I want to. 2022 New York. This is my new favorite thing in the world. It's cauliflower, but it's like, it's air fried or something, right? It's really good. It's like covered in some kind of batter and then it's fried, and then you serve it with ranch, and it's just like the best thing in the world.
It's crispy.
It's so good. It's been a few hours now since I got home from the movies, but I freaking loved In the Heights so much. Like, I loved it way more than I was expecting to, and I fucking cried. When I tell you I fucking cried over this movie. There was just a character in this movie who reminded me a lot of my great aunt who just passed away in December, and me and my mom were like not okay during this movie. It was just, oh, it hit a little bit really too close to home, but also like, wow, the movie was just so good. I loved the characters. I loved the scenery of New York. I loved the dance numbers. Like, some of the dance numbers were so big and so epic and had so many people. And it's been a long time since a movie has brought me so much joy. Like, I genuinely just felt so happy while I was watching this movie. And after coming out of the movie theater, after like bawling my eyes out, I just felt so like renewed. Yeah, it kind of like made my whole day that I love that movie so much. But anyways, I just wanted to let you know that I am back in bed and I'm reading The Book of Accidents by Chuck Wendig, because this is an ARC that I got sent from Random House last month, I think, and this book comes out July 20th, and it's kind of like a horror book. I mean, I don't really know too much about this, to be honest, but I wanted to read this book because they did send me an ARC copy, and they only had like a limited batch of these available, and I was lucky enough to receive this, so I feel like I should read this before it comes out next month. And I was originally going to save this for like Summerween or something in July, but this book is about 500 pages, and it just doesn't seem like it would be the most conducive for a readathon. I know it's like dangerous because I'm kind of in a reading slump still, so it's like, should I really be trying to take on a 500-page book right now? And because this is the same author as that book Wanderers that I read last year, and I actually DNF'd that book like 500 pages into it, but I think this one is going to be more up my alley. Like, this one sounds more like something that I would enjoy. I'm actually 40 pages into it. I've been sitting here reading it for a little bit, and I just got to part 2. There was already some really creepy shit happening in this book, and I'm already really enjoying it. There's like this seemingly random prologue that's from the point of view of this serial killer who is like on his last day, like he's literally about to die and get put to death that day, and he's like talking about numbers and how he's like so obsessed with numbers, and it was just a really creepy prologue. Ooh, okay, I actually just read the description and it sounds even more interesting because it says, a long time ago, our main protagonist, who's the dad of this son now, Nathan, he lived in this house where his abusive father used to live there with his family. And then a long time ago, Maddie, who's his wife now, was a girl making dolls in her bedroom when she saw something she shouldn't have, and now she's trying to remember that lost trauma by creating haunting sculptures. Long ago, something sinister, something hungry, walked into the tunnels and the mountains and the coal mines of their hometown in rural Pennsylvania. Now, Nate and Maddie Graves are married, and they have moved back to their hometown with their son, Oliver. Now, what happened long ago is happening again, and it's happening to Oliver. He meets a strange boy who becomes his best friend, a boy with secrets and a taste for dark magic. Okay, yeah, so I mean, I'm only 40 pages in. I'm like barely dipping into the toes of what this book is about. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I think I'm enjoying this a lot more than Wanderers. So let's hope for the best. It's about 11 o'clock at night right now, and I don't think I'm going to stay up too late reading because I do work tomorrow morning and I work all day tomorrow. Good morning. It's like really bright in my car this morning and I don't know why. Last night I got 102 pages into the Book of Accidents and like holy shit, I'm still really enjoying this. It's almost giving me the vibes of like The Shining with the way that like the dad in this book, he was like abused by his dad pretty badly. And so I feel like now his character has this fear, like he's going to do the same to his son, or like he's having these nightmares almost, like he's afraid that he's gonna like do the same to his son. And I don't know, just the whole like abusive father vibes kind of give me like The Shining vibes, also because they kind of feel like isolated in this new house. It's like in the middle of the woods. I don't know, I'm really enjoying this like way more than I was expecting to. Like I'm so glad I decided to pick this up right now. But yeah, I'm going to work all day. I don't know if I'll get the chance to read today.
He took a few more steps, despite all the evidence.
Rapid fire Q&A. Let's get to know Austin. If you could buy any type of food right now, what would you buy?
I'm too slow for this. I'd want a Blizzard.
What color is your toothbrush?
I just bought a new one. I don't know. I got it from Target.
Oh my god.
Okay.
If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
A dog, because it's cute.
Okay, what's your favorite superhero and why?
Superhero?
Yeah.
Captain America, because he's like chunky as fuck.
Yeah, I could have told you that. Are you a morning or a night person?
Night. Easy.
Night.
Yeah.
What is your favorite hobby?
Hobby?
Yeah, besides hanging out with me.
Damn, that round checks out, that's it.
That's all the hobbies you have.
I like to kayak, that's it.
Ooh, there you go. Okay, describe yourself in 3 words.
3 words?
Yeah.
I have freckles.
What? No.
That's a personality trait.
No, descriptive words about
Right.
yourself. Not freckles.
I don't know, like personality?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm bad at this.
No. 3 things.
3 things?
Like hardworking, responsible, like things about yourself.
See, okay, well, like what's the last one then? Those are 2.
Funny.
Okay, perfect, there we go.
God, I could do this for you.
You could?
Okay, what's your favorite joke?
I don't have like jokes.
You have a lot of dad
memorized.
jokes.
I do have a lot of dad
Come
jokes.
up with them on the
I like
spot.
whenever people say like I'm hungry, I'm always like hi hungry, I'm Austin. Like,
Oh my
every
god.
time.
You're that person.
Without fail, yes. That one, that's like my favorite.
What is the first thing you do when you get up in the morning?
When I get up, brush
Yeah.
my teeth. I hate
First
my
thing?
breath. Yeah,
Like,
first thing.
immediately?
Like I get up and I'm like, oh.
Would you go to Mars just for fun?
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously. Stupid question.
Well, like I mean, if you die in a super dope way. I mean, you're in Mars. You know? That's pretty sick.
That is facts.
Yeah.
What is one thing you own that you wish you didn't?
Own that I wish I didn't?
Yeah.
My fucking car.
Really? Your car?
It's starting to break down. I'm
You
so
hate
sad
it.
about it. Yeah. I wish I had one that didn't break down.
What is your favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show?
Yeah.
Practical Jokers.
Oh shit. It's a good one.
Yeah, that was my favorite show. It's so good.
What is the thing you're most afraid of?
Most afraid of heights.
Yeah.
I fucking hate
Dude,
them.
fucking same.
But like not if I'm on a cliff, I'm like a mountain or something, I'm cool. But if I'm like a building where I'm like trusting this like guy that's just like you know,
Oh
like
my god.
that shit scares me. I'm like
Yeah.
this guy did not know.
I'm like the opposite.
What? Really?
I'm like okay in buildings, but like on a bridge, like fuck that noise. Like,
Well,
I
no,
don't like
not
a bridge.
bridges, because
Oh.
that's a dude. Like
Oh. So you don't trust
You're like fucking
people.
Mother Nature was just like, I'm gonna put a bridge right here.
Oh my god. So it's an untrust with people kind of thing.
Yeah. If I'm on
it.
like a hike, like I like see like a cliff edge, I'm like, that's pretty dope. But like on like a house or like a building, you know, I'm like, no.
Not about it.
No, that's scary.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how cool are you?
Honestly, I'm a fucking 0. I'm a
No,
loser.
you're not. Oh my god.
I'm freaking
no, you're
bottom
not.
tier.
That's such a weird question.
Why?
No, you're not a 0. Jesus. You're like a. You're like a.
I feel like you're gonna say a 4. Like I was like, dead serious. You're gonna be like, I'd say a
No.
4.
Well, to me, you're like a 10 because we're like the same, you know?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But
But
to
it's
other
actually
people, to other people, we're probably like a 5.
Me and you both are like, oh, we're both 10s, and then like everyone else like.
They're like, okay, conceded much. What compliment do you get the most?
everyone, like, it's like so rare that people ever see a redhead. So they're always like, you have such cute hair.
Oh
or, like,
my God.
they like make fun of the fact that my beard is like dark red and then my hair is like blonde.
Really?
And so they're like, are you hiding something here?
What the heck? People are so weird.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that It reference though. We all float down here. That's gotta be a reference to It. Hello, it's the next morning. It's like 10:30 in the morning right now. But I wanted to let you know, last night I got up to page 205 of the Book of Accidents. I was planning on having an early night last night because I was just like so tired, and I was like, I'm only gonna stay up until like midnight reading, and I wasn't gonna read that late. But this book is so good. I couldn't put it down. So I ended up staying up a little bit later than I wanted to, but I was so captivated, and this book is just so engaging. Like, it's just one of the best written horror novels that I've read in quite some time, and this is reminding me why I love horror novels. Like, it's just written so well. It's so genuinely creepy, and I know this is like a mistake to read so late at night right before bed because I was getting so genuinely creeped out, and then I didn't end up sleeping that well because I think I had a nightmare. But oh my god, so worth it because this book is just so good. It's really doing things for me. Something that I don't comment on a lot in books is the pacing, but I feel like this book's pacing is just perfect, and I love the way that this author is like writing certain scenes. Like, there will be something really intense happening with two of the characters, and in the middle of the chapter he'll go like back and forth between what's happening in the two different scenes with the characters like really well, to the point where you're just like skimming to try and see what's gonna happen to this set of characters, but then you're also curious about the other characters, and it's just amazing. Like, it's written so well, which is so exciting because since I wasn't a fan of this author's other book, Wanderers, I just wasn't sure if I was gonna even like this or not. Holy shit, it's just, oh my god, it's so good. And like, now the scenes that I'm reading are taking place on Halloween, and I'm just like, ah! This would be the perfect book to read for Halloween, or even for like Summerween, low-key. I mean, actually this book comes out after Summerween. Damn, missed opportunity, Chuck Wendig. But yeah, this would be perfect to read in the fall or in like around Halloween time. And I also feel like this book is heading in a direction that I wasn't really anticipating from the beginning. Like, there's one character in this book who I'm just like, wait, what? Like, what is happening? Excuse me? This morning I'm going to the gym, which, like, I know, I set my alarm to get out of bed this morning at 9:15. Yeah, that did not happen. I didn't end up getting out of bed until like 10:15 because I was just so tired from reading last night. But now it's happening. I'm out of bed. It's like 10:40 and I need to go to the gym. I haven't been to the gym in like 3 weeks. I found the motivation in myself, and I mean, as much as I just want to lay in bed all day reading this, because like honestly that's so tempting right now, but I need to go to the gym. I need to eat. Whew, I'm home from the gym, and that was quite a workout. I tried to make myself stay for at least 45 minutes because I ordered an acai bowl, but I put not ready until 45 minutes later so that I could not leave the gym earlier than that. And you know, that seemed to work. I wanted to let you know that I've been listening to the audiobook for What Comes After, and I've been listening to this like on and off for like almost a week now, and I was listening to it this morning at the gym, and now I only have 21 minutes left. Pretty excited about that. I'm just gonna listen to this while I eat my breakfast and hopefully finish it. So it's almost 1 o'clock, and I just finished listening to What Comes After on audio, and it was a really good book. I'm probably gonna end up giving it like 4 stars. It wasn't like a new all-time favorite or anything, but it was like a really powerful contemporary story, and it had some really great characters in it. And honestly, like, the prologue of this book is like one of the best prologues I've ever read in a book. Like, it's just so captivating right from the start. I was gonna film a video like earlier in this day, but I decided that I just want to lay down right now and read the Book of Accidents. Oh yeah, it's the best. It's like 2:45 2:45 in the afternoon. I just finished part 4 of the book, which puts me at page 301. And like, oh my god, there was a fucking plot twist towards the end of part 4. I can't believe that I didn't see this coming. I'm so freaking shook. What the fuck? What the fuck is happening in this book? I'm scared, I'm terrified, I'm confused.
Can I come in? I got Sarah with me. We were on a walk. My picture of him standing outside our front door. Sarah and her baby Bjorn wearing...
Hello, good morning. So last night I got up to page 385. I was gonna stay up a little bit later, but like, oh my god, I was so tired last night, so I went to bed a little bit early for me. I really didn't sleep that well last night. I don't even know if I could blame the book anymore, but I don't know. I haven't been sleeping good. But regardless, I've still been really enjoying this book. It's gone in a direction that I honestly wasn't really expecting, but I've still been really enjoying it and I've felt really like creeped out by it still. And yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to finish it today. I mean, I don't know. It's like, the book is a little over 500 pages. I think like 130 pages left, which should be totally doable. I mean, I do work all day today, but hopefully I can get a break and read some during break, and then after work tonight, I have hopes to finish it. But also, during that time, I started listening to the audiobook for The Last Thing He Told Me, because I was able to get this checked out from my library. So I've been listening to this audiobook like all night last night and then on the drive this morning, and I'm 45% of the way through it. So I think I'm just gonna continue listening to this. This one's good. It's like, I wanted to listen to this one because it was recently a book of the month selection, so I do have the physical copy of it, and it's like a mystery thriller. Like, this girl's husband just like goes missing, and it's been pretty interesting so far. What's up? I'm on break now. I've spent the first 30 minutes like responding to emails and responding to like Instagram messages and stuff. So now I only have 30 minutes left, but I'm going to read while I'm on break. I also am eating really fast. I brought some mac and cheese from home that we had leftovers of from last night, and so I just heated it up and I'm gonna eat that real fast. I also just made this tiny cute little salad. This is one of the salads we have at my work. It's so good. It's like spinach and apples and pecans and cranberries, and then it has apple cider vinaigrette dressing for it. It's the best thing in the world. Nighttime. It's like 10:50 at night and I am home. I have washed my hair and it's crazy. But while I was on break today, I got up to page 416 of this book and I am nearly done with it. I have about 100 pages left. I was able to read just a little bit while I was on break today. And then when I got home, I watched 2 more episodes of Hell's Kitchen, which is like my jam. And then I've been messaging with Mayana like all night about the Cruel Summer finale because, oh my god, that show. And then I was messaging my friend Brittany about it, and I've just been like thinking about that show constantly. Like, the Cruel Summer finale was so good, but I don't know how they're gonna go about a second season, so I've been like theorizing with Mayana and Brittany, and I love talking about that show because I just love hearing everyone's take on it. Yeah, anyways, I'm back in bed. It's almost 11 o'clock at night, and I'm going to finish this book. I'm going to finish it. It's gonna happen. I don't care if I have nightmares. I don't fucking care. I've still been listening to this audiobook for The Last Thing He Told Me. I'm now 70% of the way into it, and honestly now I'm just getting kind of bored with it. Like, it started off interesting enough, and I actually love this narrator. I haven't checked, but I'm almost positive this is the same narrator as the Fangirl audiobook, which... love that. I'm getting kind of bored with it now. It's kind of like, okay, like, get to the point. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of boring me because it's like the typical like husband goes missing and then like, you know, they're just trying to find clues, and like it's just not very captivating, and like I only care a little bit about the characters. It's like whatever. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna end up finishing this at some point. I mean, I only have 2 hours left, but I'm listening to it at like 2.7 times speed. So anyways, I'm jumping back into this now, and I'm so excited. Like, this could be a 5-star depending on how it ends. Like, I don't know, but I'm really excited about it. I just woke up and I straightened my hair because my hair was like driving me crazy with how puffy it was. I wanted to let you know that last night I finished the Book of Accidents. I think I spoke too soon when I said I would give this book 5 stars because the ending kind of lost me a little bit. I feel like the last 100 pages of this book was my least favorite part of this book, and it definitely went into a different direction than I was expecting it to, because I feel like the first 350 pages of this book or so are very much horror, and then I feel like the last like 150-ish pages kind of turn into a different genre. And I don't want to spoil you for like where this book goes, but it just didn't really work that well for me. Like, I was interested in it, but I wasn't as interested in the ending of this book as I was with the rest of it. I will say though, like the very last line of this book gave me chills. Like the very last sentence of this book gave me chills, and it was like a really strong way to end it. But it was in those last 100 pages that I thought it got kind of boring. It got kind of like drawn out, and I don't know, I feel like I would like to compare this to Imaginary Friend, not because the endings are similar in any way, but just because I feel exactly the same about both of these books, in that the first giant chunk of this book, because this book's like 700 pages, and in this book I feel like the first 500 pages of this book is one of my favorite horror things that I've ever read, and then this book really falls apart in the last 200 pages for me. But I still consider this to be a favorite just because I loved those first 500 pages so much. And I guess I just kind of feel the same about this. Like, I really loved the first like 350 pages or so. Like, this would have easily been a 5-star book, and then I feel like the ending just started to kind of fall apart for me a little bit. Like, this one wasn't as bad of an ending in my opinion as Imaginary Friend, but it still just kind of like lost its horror magic, if you will. Like, I don't know, I just wasn't a huge fan of where the story ended up going, but I still really enjoyed this, and I feel like I'm still gonna end up giving this probably like 4 stars. Like, I don't know, I need to think about it more, but I just really enjoyed my time reading this. I was very surprised. Like, I just didn't expect to love this one the way that I did, and this author is definitely now on my radar. Anyways, it's still like 10:50 in the morning right now, so I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I mean, I do have a few things that I need to get done today. I need to like film a video, I might need to do grocery shopping and different things like that, so I don't know when I'm gonna be reading next. Probably not until later tonight. I did want to read The Ones We're Meant to Find next, but I literally last night I just watched Kayla Books and Lala just did a reading vlog where she read this book and she didn't like it. She gave it 2 stars, and apparently it's really sci-fi heavy actually, which the cover would not make you think. At least in my opinion, the cover does not look like it would be very heavy sci-fi, and so I don't know if I'm in the mood for something like this today. And I mean, me and Kayla usually do have pretty similar taste when it comes to our reading, so if she really didn't enjoy this, then I just don't know now if it's gonna be my thing. So I think I do still want to read this eventually. I just don't feel like I want to read this right now. Okay, sorry for the sounds of the loud fan, but it's hot in here. But look at this beautiful ass breakfast I just made for myself. Like, I don't always get acai bowls, okay? Like, I can cook too. And I've just been listening to Evermore like on blast this whole morning while I've been making breakfast, and I'm just so happy right now. Oh my god, bitch, what? I'm just sitting in here trying to eat breakfast, and Taylor Swift just announced fucking Red! But it's out in November, like, what? Holy shit. What? We all thought 1989 was coming next. We're all clowns. Anyways, I've just been freaking out for the last few hours, but now I do want to spend the afternoon reading something. I want to do some reading today. I just literally picked up a bunch of books off of my bookshelf because I have no idea what I'm in the mood for. So I think I'm just gonna like pick up one of these and just see if I'm in the mood for that, and then if I'm not, I'm just gonna pick up something else. I also picked up It Had to Be You by Georgia Clark because this is like this fun, you know, summery kind of book that takes place in New York, so I think I would enjoy it. It's like wedding planning and shit. I also have some recent book of the month selections that I was still wanting to get to, like Sky Falling and How Lucky. I've heard really good things about both of these. And then I also have a recent thriller that I just hauled from Penguin Random House. It's The Disappearing Act. I think I'm gonna try to read one of these books. I might do some reading on the patio, but I'll let you know when I start something and stick with something.
Get it! Get it! Get the board, DJ!
tired and it's hot. The board is done. It's beautiful. I also got some nuts on the side. Stunning. Just stunning.
Yeah, I can move it.
Yesterday, I literally tried to read a chapter from every single one of those books that I showed you, and I just could not get into anything that I was reading, and it was very frustrating because the whole point of this like reading vlog was to try and get out of a reading slump that I felt like was coming on, and now it just feels like the reading slump's coming on again. So last night what I decided to do, because usually whenever I do get into this feeling like I'm gonna get into a reading slump, I like to revisit a favorite of mine. I decided to reread Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. This will actually be my third time rereading this book, but I especially wanted to reread it this summer because the sequel is officially coming out this fall, so I thought it'd be the perfect time to reread this. The first time I actually read this book was in 2014. It was quite some time ago. I just discovered that the audiobook is available through my library, so I downloaded the audiobook last night, like late last night, and it's narrated by Lin-Manuel Miranda, which, like, what the fuck, why didn't I know this? And so I've been listening to the audiobook like all night last night and all this morning, and I'm actually 50% of the way through the audiobook now. The audiobook is so good, like, it's so cute. I love the way he narrates Dante. I mean, he narrates him a little bit younger sounding than I would read him in this book, I think. But like, oh my god, I just adore this book so much, and like I'm already back to like adoring the characters, and like Aristotle's quotes about like his life when he's like, I felt like my life was someone else's idea, and all of this stuff, like it's just reminding me how much I relate to Aristotle's character. And I love the way that Dante like talks about his parents. Like he's such a rare teenager for him to admit that he's like really into his parents and just like obsessed with his parents, and I just think it's the cutest thing. It's just so soft and it makes me so happy, and I love that it takes place in like Texas in like the 1980s. It's actually been like 2 days since I've last updated you, and since then I have gotten sunburnt and I took off my acrylic nails. Now my nails look all disgusting. I am now 70% of the way through the audiobook of Aristotle and Dante, and maybe this is just wishful thinking, but does anybody else feel like Aristotle's character would also fall on the asexual spectrum? Because this is my third time reading this book, and this is my first time considering the fact that Aristotle might also be asexual. Like, I don't know if I'm just like reading too much into it, but with the way his character seems like really uncomfortable with certain like moments of affection or like intimacy, like I don't know if that's just because maybe he's like trying to deny the feelings that he has, or maybe he's trying to, you know, like if it's that kind of a situation. But like I feel like Aristotle is giving me such asexual vibes this time that I'm reading it, and I'm wondering if maybe that's why I always said Aristotle is one of my most relatable characters of all time. Like it would make so much sense. But I'm just curious if anybody else thinks of that, or if that's just me. I finished listening to the audiobook for Aristotle and Dante again, and this book is just everything. This book hits me so hard every time that I read it, and every time that I read it I'm reminded why it's one of my favorite books of all time. And I just love the way that this book is written. I love that he's always talking about like trying to figure out all the secrets of the universe, and just the style of writing in this book is one of my favorite writing styles that exist in this world. It's just so lyrical and beautiful, and I love the way that these characters talk about each other and their families. I love the way that this book kind of talks about how senior year of high school is just like a prologue to the rest of your life, and how I love that comparison that he makes in the beginning, how he feels like his whole life has been written by somebody else, and then his senior year they kind of like hand you the pen, and now you're expected to just like make your own life and make all of these decisions about your own life, and how it's really stressful because your whole entire life experience so far has never prepared you to make these kind of decisions. But anyways, I wanted to let you know that yesterday I ended up going on a trip with my mom to Seattle. We did like a book shopping in Seattle day, and so I ended up getting the book Hang the Moon by Alexandria Bellafleur while I was there. And this book is the sequel to Written in the Stars, which is a book that I read last December that I really enjoyed, and so I've been highly anticipating this book, and so I finally decided to pick it up. And last night I got 88 pages into this book. I'm already really loving it, and I did not realize while I was in Seattle that this book takes place in Seattle. Like, I don't know how I forgot that the first book in this series takes place in Seattle and this author's from Seattle, I think, or like the Pacific Northwest. But it was really cool to start reading this last night, like the second I got home from Seattle, because there's so many moments in this book where these characters are going to the same exact places where I just went. There's this whole scene in the beginning where he takes her to the gum wall, which like I just put my own gum on the gum wall yesterday and discovered the gum wall and thought it was so cool. And then there's also a scene where they're like in Pike Place and he like takes her on the like little Ferris wheel thing, and that is something that I just saw and did yesterday. And then too, it's crazy because one of these characters is from California, so he says like, do you miss In-N-Out? And he's like, yeah, sometimes I miss In-N-Out, but Dick's isn't so bad, because Dick's is like a burger joint in Seattle that everybody compares to In-N-Out. I've personally never been to Dick's myself, but In-N-Out, you know, like I'm from California, so In-N-Out is like the shit, and like nothing compares to In-N-Out for me. I don't know, it's just so crazy because I'm finding this to be so relatable, not just because I was in Seattle yesterday, but also one of these characters are from California, so I just feel like right at home reading this book right now, which I really love. And also there's already been so many like funny and like cute moments that I've been like tabbing because these characters are just adorable. Yeah, I'm really glad I decided to pick this one up. I think it's so cute so far. And I really love Brendan's character and Annie's character. Alright, well, it's about nearly 11 o'clock at night now, but I'm finally in bed and I'm jumping back into Hang the Moon. I had such a busy day, so I wasn't really able to read. Okay, I also have to mention, because I forgot to mention this yesterday, I love in these books when they do these like, what summer song are you based on your zodiac sign, because I just like love when they do these little like zodiac things in this book. And also I'm offended that I didn't get Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift, because what the fuck? The one I got is The Boys of Summer, which I've never even heard of that song, so I'm gonna have to look it up. They do another one right here, which is What Romantic Movie Gesture Are You based on your zodiac sign. Some of these are so great. I mean, I haven't seen Pride and Prejudice, so I don't really know the reference for mine, but I love like the Notebook's Dream House is in here. The 10 Things I Hate About You is Bleacher Serenade. Oh my gosh, I just looked it up and I do know this song. I just didn't know what it was called. Okay, I can vibe with this. Reading update, I'm on page 170 and I just got to another one. What board game are you based on your zodiac sign? Hell yeah, we got Monopoly for a Capricorn, which is what I am. I feel like that's strangely accurate, but I also feel like it's because it's like stereotypical for Capricorns to like care a lot about money. I found this great Spotify playlist. Books get bonus points for mentioning Taylor Swift. Okay, agree? Yes. Okay, another update. I'm 240 pages into it and I'm fucking loving it. I'm loving it so much. I feel like I really relate to Annie because I'm very pessimistic and I don't like to get attached to people. Like, I just relate really hard to her. I mean, I don't really relate to her in the sense that I think she's a lot more of a free spirit and she's a lot more independent and like, you know, travels, and her mindset towards relationships and like dating, like that is exactly how I feel about those situations. Brendan is just like the softest thing ever. Like, I love how much he loves like romantic comedies and like big romantic gestures, and he's just so freaking sweet. And I just really adore this book so much, and I love that it takes place in Washington and in Seattle. Like, it's just so cool because I was just in Seattle, and so I just like, I know exactly all the places that they're talking about, and they even mention like other like little cities in Washington that are like nice getaway places for the weekend that I know of. And it's just really cool and it's really great, and it's almost 1 in the morning right now, but I'm like kind of just want to stay up reading and like try to finish it because I have like a little bit over 100 pages left, but I'm just loving it so much, and I don't work tomorrow morning, so I'm just kind of like, I'm just gonna stay up and finish reading it tonight, I think. Also, I forgot how much I love the song Forrest Gump by Frank Ocean. It's such a good song. Just hit 2 in the morning right now, but I just finished it and I loved it. I loved it. I loved it so much. Hi, it is the next morning, and last night I stayed up until 2 in the morning finishing Hang the Moon. I just finished it. My goodness, I loved this book so much, and I did end up looking it up on Goodreads, and the author did announce a third book that's coming out next year called Count Your Lucky Stars, and it's going to be following another one of the characters in this group of people, and I'm just like so excited. And I don't know why I didn't realize it until I saw that third book title, that I was like, oh my god, all of these book titles have something to do with like the stars or like space. Because the first book is called Written in the Stars, this book is called Hang the Moon, and then the next book is called Count Your Lucky Stars. So I was like, god, no wonder I love this series so much, because not only does it all take place in Seattle, which is like really cool, but it also is like super into astrology and like astronomy and like things that I really like. Oh my god, I just adored this book so much. I just adore these characters. There were so many cute moments, and I was correct in assuming that the girl in this book, Annie, is bisexual. It got confirmed about halfway through the book, because for a while there I was thinking maybe I misheard the wrong thing about it, but Annie is bisexual, so I'm glad that I was able to read this during Pride Month. I think it's also great to see more books with bisexual representation where the protagonist or the character ends up with someone of the opposite sex, because I feel like that's pretty rare representation to get in books. The only other one I can think of is Take a Hint, Danny Brown, at least off the top of my head. I don't know, but yeah, really enjoyed this, and like look at that cover, it's stunning. Like I'm so glad I enjoyed this, because I want this to stay on my bookshelves forever because it's beautiful. Like look at the amount of tabs, like just look at the amount of tabs in this book. Okay, that's wild. I could go on all day about this, but just know that I fucking loved it, and this definitely, I think I'm out of my reading slump. Like I think this helped me get through it. I feel like this video was a very wild journey, because I feel like for a minute there I went back into a reading slump for like a day or two, and then I slowly but surely got out of it. But I feel like I was able to read quite a few things during this reading vlog. I mean, I have been listening to a ton of more audiobooks as well, and I don't even know if I ever mentioned it in this vlog or not, but I've also been listening to An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, and I just randomly like got this checked out from my library because it became available, and I've been listening to it. I'm currently 65% of the way into it. I'm just not really enjoying it very much, so I don't know about that, but I've been listening to that as well. I feel like I've been listening to a lot of just like random books on audiobook this month. So yeah, that is probably all for this vlog. So thank you so much for watching and for hanging out, and if you've read any of these books that I read in this vlog, please let me know what your thoughts are. And I did just recently announce on my Instagram that the live show for The Other Black Girl is going to be on June 28th on Monday at 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, I'm super excited to discuss this book more with Jessie. So live show will be Monday, June 28th, and I'm excited. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye.